This is Armugam. Today I am coming with a new concept, Lenz law. This video will help you to understand about Lenz law and conservation of energy. Mainly, Lenz law is used to identify the direction of induced current. I remember in Faraday's experiment, EMF induced in the coil whenever the magnetic flux changes. At the same time, current also induced in the coil. But here, one more question rises, that is, what is the direction of induced current? What is the direction of induced current? See, the answer is given by the scientist Heinrich F. E. Lenz. According to his statement, the direction of induced current is such that the induced magnetic field always opposes the change in flux. That means, very simple, the induced current always opposes the changing magnetic flux. How? So, this is a question, right? How the induced current opposes the change in magnetic flux? Let me see the diagram. See, I will explain how the induced current opposes the change in magnetic flux. See the diagram. The coil is connected with a galvanometer and one more bar magnet also keep nearer to the coil. You are all familiar the diagram. Here, now you consider bar magnet move towards the coil. That means north pole move towards the coil. North pole of the bar magnet move towards the coil. What happened? See, north polar of the north pole of bar magnet is posted towards the closed coil. Magnetic flux through the coil increases. Magnetic flux through the coil increases. So, current induced in a coil such a direction that it opposes the increased flux. Increased flux. Correct? Bar magnet is posted towards the closed coil. Magnetic flux through the coil increases. Hence, current induced in a coil such a direction that it opposes the increased flux. That means the north polarity associated with the induced current. North polarity associated with the induced current approaches the north pole of the bar magnet. So, you know that the like poles are repel each other. From the diagram, see the north pole and north pole will get repel each other. So, this leads to decrease the magnetic flux. Decrease the magnetic flux. So, finally, the induced current flows in anti-clockwise direction. So, due to the repulsive force between the north pole of the bar magnet and north polarity of the induced current, that decreases the movement of the bar magnet towards the coil. So, the magnetic flux decreases. Hence, the direction of induced current in the coil is anti-clockwise direction. In the same way, you can see the diagram. It also will use it to identify the direction of induced current. In the same way, you can go for the second one. Suppose if the bar magnet move away from the coil. Suppose the bar magnet move away from the coil. What happened? Or what is the direction of the induced current? Here are the same thing. If the north polarity of the magnet withdrawn from the coil, magnetic flux through the coil decreases because south pole exists with the induced current faces the receding north pole of the bar magnet. Receding is nothing but the bar magnet moving away from the coil. So, if the bar magnet move away from the coil, what happened? The south pole associated with the induced current faces the north pole. Now, the north pole and south poles are faces. So, due to the unlike poles are attract each other. So, what happened? due to the attractive force between the North Pole and the South Pole that leads to decrease the movement of the bar magnet. So finally the induced current in the coil flows in clockwise direction. Clockwise direction. So finally come to the conclusion is, whenever the magnet move towards the coil, the induced current flows in anti-clockwise direction. But in the second case, whenever the bar magnet move away from the coil, the induced current flows in clockwise direction. See, in the same way we can go for a discussion for the conservation of energy by the Lenz law. Conservation of energy by Lenz law. Already I explained the experiment. The second case, you see that if the bar magnet move away from the coil, the bar magnet move away from the coil, what happened? The north pole of the bar magnet faces the south pole associated with the induced current. These two poles will have the attractive force. So, for example, based on the concept, if there is a attractive force is there, means what happen? If you gently touch the magnet towards the coil, what happen? That should be magnet can move towards the coil without need of any external agency. They can move towards the coil with the speed and energy. So that should be increases, the velocity should be increases, as well as the energy should be increases. But practically that is not happen. Why? Because they need some external energy for moving the magnet towards the coil or away from the coil. So this also explain the conservation of energy by the Lenz law. Am I right? That means they need some external energy for moving the bar magnet towards or away from the coil. There is no possibility for without the need of external agency, the magnet cannot go inside or going outside or away from the coil. And hence, finally, here also one more question is arises. If a person to give energy or work done on the bar magnet to move towards the coil, that means what about the work is done by the person? Right? The question rises, what about the work done on the bar magnet? See, the work done on the bar magnet is converted into as a heat energy during the motion of the coil. During the motion of the coil towards the bar magnet, some heat energy is produced in the coil. So work is done on the magnet is converted into as a heat energy. This also explains the conservation of energy by Lenz law. Right. Based on the concept, we can see the problem. In the textbook they given very easy. If you understand the concept, what I told you, whenever the magnet move towards the coil, the induced current flows in anti-clockwise direction. Am I right? Suppose if the magnet move away from the coil, what happened? The induced current flows in clockwise direction. Same way, see the first diagram, A, B, C, D, the rectangular loop move towards the magnet. So towards the magnet means the induced current should be flow in anti-clockwise direction. So the direction of current in the first case is, what's it? B, C, D, A. That's it. The second diagram, see the triangular shape of the conductor move away from the conductor. Away means clockwise direction. So for the case of ABC of the triangular conductor, move away from the magnet is nothing but the induced current flows in the direction of clockwise direction, that is BAC. The same way third one diagram, the irregular shape of ABCD of the conductor move away from the conductor. Away from the conductor is nothing but anti-clockwise direction. Am I right? Away from conductor means anti-clockwise direction. So the direction of current induced in the irregular shape of ABCD is CDAB. So this is the way we can understand the concept and also you can see the problem. Okay, next topic is motional EMF. What is motional EMF? Very simple. Motional EMF is nothing but changing the area of the coil where EMF induced according to Faraday's law. So this is a motional EMF. Let us see the diagram. See the PQRS. PQRS is a conductor which is placed in a magnetic field which is perpendicular to the magnetic field, where PQ is a sliding conductor can move and the slide of RS. That means it can freely move. There is no friction. Assume that the friction is very less, where the length of the conductor, that is RS, is L, the breadth of the conductor, that is RQ, that is X. Clear? Now we can see if we move the PQ towards RS, what happens? Area changes. Where area changes, what happens? The induced EMF also changes. This is the concept. This is the concept. Clear? See the from the diagram can come to a conclusion. What is the flux here? This is a motional EMF. So what you can calculate the EMF. You can calculate the EMF. So what is the equation for calculation of EMF? See, we can derive that. You familiar phi. Phi is a what do you call? Magnetic flux. Magnetic flux formula already familiar. What's that? Phi equal to B dot A. B dot A, where B is the magnetic induction, A is called the area. Here what is area? Area equal to L into length into breadth, L into X. Since X is changing with the time, the rate of change of flux phi will induce an EMF. That means Faraday's second law, E equal to minus d phi by dt. Our aim is to derive the expression for the EMF. E equal to minus d phi by dt, that is equal to minus d by dt of BLX. But here from the three variable, the X only from the three quantity, X only is a variable quantity. The other two things are constant. The B and L. B, magnetic induction, is constant, and length of the conductor also constant. The breadth X only will varies with respect to time. So we can write B, L is a constant, we cannot differentiate. So X is changing with respect to time, that is dx by dt. And also you familiar, what's that? Dx by dt, rate of change of displacement is nothing but velocity. So we can write BLV. So here we can write directly EMF, motional EMF E equal to BLV. But here you note that minus BL dx by dt according to Faraday's law. Am I right? But the case of E, in this case, E equal to minus BL dx by dt, that is equal to BLV. Why? Because this dx by dt should be equal to minus V, that is the velocity of the coil is opposite to the direction of induced EMF. So this is a way we can derive the expression for the motional EMF. Okay. The motional EMF can be derived from Lorentz force. Lorentz is one of the scientists. He gave the idea about the force acted on the charge when it is moved in a magnetic field. Let us consider in the diagram. See, according to Lorentz force, now you consider the PQ is a conductor having some charges. Suppose PQ have the charges. If the charges move in a magnetic field, now we imagine PQ is a conductor which is having some charges which is moved with some velocity towards RS. According to Lorentz statement, any charge move in a magnetic field that experiences a force, that is F equal to BQV. So from his statement, from Faraday's law, from Lorentz force, from the Lorentz force, we can also derive the expression for the EMF. For example, Lorentz force, you know that F equal to BQV, where work done on the charge, the PQ is a slide is moved towards the or so some work has to be done. What's the work done? Say W equal to F dot S or W equal to F, already know that BQV into S, displacement at L. So motional EMF is nothing but work done per unit charge. So E equal to work done by Q, where work done already calculated. What is that? BQV L by Q. Q will be cancelled out. E equal to BLV. So this is a way we can derive the expression for the motional EMF from the Lorentz force. Thank you. Next video I will come with another one concept. Thank you.